Yo, hey now, what's going on? We running live tonight. Listen, man. So I decided to go live tonight to kind of, do a little recap, have a little discussion, have a little conversation. I mean, I guess like I said, I'm having it with myself, but I'm gonna have a conversation with anybody. Recap, have with anybody who's interested in having a conversation or discussion because, like, I just want to kind of talk about some of the things that we've been doing, some of the things that we've been talking about, some of the guests that we've been having, and some of the noise that we've been making since coming up with our YouTube channel. As far as having a conversation with the people that we've talked to, the people that we've spoken to, things that we've discussed, the things that we've learned about some of the individuals who live in the Erie area, and like. I'm very excited to be getting some of the feedback that I've been getting and having some of the conversations that I've been having. I just was kind of interested in seeing anybody who picked up on anything or had any questions or had any ideas of some of the people, some other people that we can talk to or some other people that we can discuss then. I'm always open to that as well. But yeah, so I was just kind of giving a little recap, having a little conversation, having a discussion about the actual social experiment, and just I guess opening up the dialogue for people to ask questions or kind of like I guess you can pick my brain a little bit about far as what the concept of it is and the objective of it is and how you can get involved or talk about some of the people who has already been involved. I know it's kind of late. It's still football. The football game is playing right now. I believe it's still going on. But let me see. I figured I come on here for a little bit and see if I can get some discussion going and get some conversation going. If not, I'm cool with that too. But either way, I'm just gonna kind of run through the listed names of the individuals that we've had on here so far and kind of talk about them like no specific direction, just the way the names are going. So we so far we've had Jovan Johnson on here, Coach Deuce. We've had Jason Nixon on here. We've had Brandon Wiley on here. We've had Anthony Easterlin on here. We've had Corey Coleman on here. We've had Terrell Jackson on here. We've had Jahan Jones on here. We've had Cannon Wall on here. We've had Craig Dapper Don Heidelberg on here. Anthony Gilmore on here. Caesar Westbrook on here. We've had Mr. Jesse Tate on here. We've had Chauncey Bills up on here. Corey Cook on here. Mr. Ron Paisley on here. Michael Ewing on here. Mr. David Motown Morris on here. Lone Sav on here. And Dana Barber on here as well. So I believe so far that's the list of individuals who we have spoken to on our channel with the social experiment. It's been pretty interesting so far to have some of these conversations and learn some of these things about, some of these gentlemen. Like I've been loving and enjoying every piece of it, every bit of it, making these connections, like building these relationships, just creating this networking opportunity and developing, creating a platform. So, I definitely wanted to take the time and say thank you to, all the guests, everybody who I've had come on here who were being able and wanted to be vulnerable to come on here and have a conversation and have a discussion and talk about some of the things that we've spoken about. Also appreciate a lot of the good information that we received because, like I said, it is a lot of great men who live in the city of Erie, Pennsylvania, and I'm honored and I'm privileged to be a part of, those individuals and having some of those conversations with some of those people. So I appreciate the people who've come on here, some of the things that we've discussed, some of the things that we've shared. I hope everybody has been, thriving. You know what I mean, and been pursuing their goals and their plans and their dreams. We've been on the up and up, and hopefully we've been reaching out to other people and kind of like uplifting them and building people up. Because like, listen, fellas, I've been getting some great feedback, and it's been nothing about. I mean, I'm gonna say nothing about me, but a lot of the feedback has been about a lot of the guests who we've had on here about some of the things that people have learned about some of the other people who live in the city, about some of the stories, about some of the testimonies, about some of the accomplishments. We listen, man. The feedback has been great for real. Believe it or not, like I said, it's a lot of amazing people who live right here in the city of Erie, Pennsylvania. There's a lot of good, strong men who want to make some changes, who want to see some things do move, see some things shake. Like, and I'm definitely interested in having some of the conversations with the other people I have on the list. I'm gonna go through the names of some of the. Well, I don't even want to say I'm gonna go through the names of some of the people that I've asked because I'm just gonna wait. At this point, I'm just gonna wait for the yeses. But I do send out these reminders every week, and it's only we try to avoid Sundays. Like I really don't go on Sundays to interview anybody because I know like I tell people all the time I can't compete with the NFL. I'm not about to sit here and act like I'm gonna try to. But it definitely do be good conversations, and it's surprising to have some of these good conversations and learn like that there are some men who are willing to talk about things outside of, I mean, like as typical men stuff. And then to have these conversations on a public forum and on a public platform to where you're willing to be open and willing to be vulnerable, and like none of this stuff is scripted. You know what I mean? Like there's no heads up as far as what we're gonna be talking about, as far as what we're gonna be discussing. We just come on here, we just go live, we have a good conversation, and then it's like relationships grow and they build from there. It's been other people, like I said, who've reached out to me, who've asked to be on the show. I've continued to reach out to other people to see if they were interested in going. And then even having some of the conversations and people acknowledging some of the things that we've been talking about and discussing. Like I've had different opportunities to get myself involved in different organizations to do some community service work, to kind of just like get myself more involved and more active within my community and have more of a presence around the community. I don't know. This stuff is important to me for some reason. Like, and then like now that it's something to talk about and it's something that's being cool. Like what I'm realizing is like it's a lot of people from the generation that I was raised in and I grew up in. It's like we are some of the people who are trying to like be a little bit more active in the involvement of the community, because like what we need to understand is a lot of stuff that's going on is for us and for our children. And some of the old heads, like they, as far as passing the buck, like there's no passing the buck when you had an opportunity to just go out there and get it and grab it. So we need to keep growing and we need to keep building. We need to keep learning with one another, like sharing information, sharing resources, and not be afraid to be vulnerable for real. That's a very important thing that I'm learning. As far as being open to being vulnerable and asking for help and having conversations with people, and just discussing different ideas and being willing to sit down and sit quiet and learn. But at the same time, not being nobody's fool either. Like I think that's another important thing that a lot of us need to look at is like, you can get some advice from anywhere, you can get some advice from anybody, but you don't have to be anybody's fool. You don't have to let anybody play you or nothing like that. So, I mean, at the end of the night, like I said, I know it's a lot of people probably watching and enjoying a football game, but I'm gonna come on here and I'm gonna shoot my shot at this. Like, I'm gonna keep going, I'm gonna keep pushing, I'm gonna keep pursuing it until things get better, until things grow. Because it's good conversation goes a long way. That's what I have been learning. Good conversation goes a long way. You never know what you can learn from somebody or teach somebody just from sitting down and sparking a convo with them. So, like, what are some of the things that we have been what's some things we've been learning throughout the week? Some of the things that we like. What are we working for? What are we working towards? Like, can I get somebody to say something to me? Can I get even a hey in the comment section, or a hi, or a thumbs up, or a like? Even if you send an emoji, like just let me know I got your ears and your attention real quick if you don't mind. But no, outside of that, again, like I said, I want to thank all the guests and all the people that I have had on so far. I appreciate all the conversation that we've been having. I'm looking forward to continuing to have more. I'm looking forward to building these relationships and creating these safe spaces for us as men to talk, for us to grow. Because again, it's not just going to be conversation. It's not just going to be us sitting around complaining or boohooing or even acting like we're gonna do something or be about something. Like I'm a man of action. So as far as the people that I've been talking to, like a lot of the people who have come on here are already men of action who have been making things happen and make things shake. And we're gonna make things shake and we're gonna make things move. But outside of that, like I don't know, I'm enjoying the journey right now. And they say document the process, and a lot of the stuff I've been going live with. So I'm gonna continue to document the process and stick with it and stay true to it. And I'm gonna continue to ask for help. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna continue to ask for support, and I'm gonna continue to ask for subscriptions, because at the end of the day, it's not hurting anything or anybody. You know what I mean? We all can grow. We all got the opportunity to do something, be something, build something. So like I said, I'm gonna keep pushing forward and keep pursuing it. And I appreciate every single person that's been a part of the journey, the people who've been watching, the people who've been commenting, the people who've been reacting, because like this is not something, I ain't gonna say it's not easy. This is not something that's simple. Like, and then from the acknowledgement that I've been getting, people like, like, it takes a lot for you to do some of this stuff and to go on this camera and have these conversations and reach out to these men. And I really don't look at it like that. So I'll be appreciating the acknowledgement and stuff like that. But like it's a good thing to do. It's a good thing to have going on for real. But I want to see if anybody up right now. It's kind of late though, so I don't blame nobody or knock on nobody if you ain't up or if you don't want to interact. I'm just having a good time, and I'm preparing myself for the week because we got tomorrow's the 31st. It's just Monday. It's new day. We about to come into a new month. You know what I mean? So we kind of get the reset. We get the restart on a Monday. So hopefully everybody ready for this upcoming month, this upcoming week. You know, ain't no point to delay it. You know, it's for those of you who celebrate, it's about to be these holiday times coming in. So make sure you stack your funds, or you know what I mean? It's about to get cold outside. So make sure you're ready for the weather and get your shovels, get your salt and your snow blowers and your boots and all of that stuff. Let's kind of start preparing ourselves a little bit better for what we have going on in our lives. And tackling these problems before they come, so it's not that difficult. We can make things a little bit more simpler, a little bit more simple. Like that didn't even sound right, but yeah, no, for real. Like it's good to grow. It's good to share great opportunities. I mean, great information. It's great to get great information and to take knowledge in. One thing that I have learned though is, I mean, knowledge is nothing if you don't apply it. So a lot of us can sit down and read a book, or you know, we can listen to a podcast, or we can watch a YouTube video, and but if we don't apply the knowledge that we're taking in, it's really no good to us. So it'd be good to have these conversations, and I hope everybody who watches and everybody who has the conversations and everybody who's listening and the people who are around and involved in people's lives who are resourceful, hopefully you are taking heed to the information and actually applying the knowledge, because the application of knowledge is what's going to set you free. They say knowledge is power, but you have to realize and understand and remember that you have to apply the knowledge that you are getting. You can't just take the knowledge in and just sit around with it, you know. So, and that, again, that's and sometimes when you while doing that, it takes you being vulnerable. And sometimes when you know when you applying the knowledge that you're taking in, nobody's gonna like it, or nobody's gonna understand it, or nobody's gonna believe in it, or nobody's gonna support it. And at the end of the day, you got to keep pushing forward. You know what I mean? You got to keep going through, because you have to believe in yourself more than anybody else is gonna believe in you. And sometimes you got to take some risks, and sometimes you have to do some things that you know, you typically don't do, or you typically wouldn't do. Like for instance, right now, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of late at night. I just kind of feel like I've been it's some things, it's some steps that need to be taken. You know what I mean? I'm willing to do the extra work and go the extra mile. And I know it's probably people who don't understand, you know, what's going on or what I'm doing, or people don't care to see, you know, what we're doing. And that's what makes it even that much better for me, because to push through, you know what I mean, to fight. And I just like to encourage people to do that as well, like with yourself, whatever you have going on, like make sure that you stay the course. Like I was just having a conversation with a brother of mine. I'm like, bro, do it scared, man. Do it. Don't be afraid. Don't worry about who got what to say about it. Like, get to it. You know what I mean? Believe in yourself. I said, cut everybody off for 30. Even if you got to cut everybody off for 30 days, give yourself 30 days, write it down, track it. Whatever the goal is that you're trying to accomplish, like, I want to encourage everybody. It's Sunday night. You know what I mean? Tomorrow's Halloween, so it's the 31st. We pretty much about to start the new month on the two. We start a new month on a Tuesday. A lot of people have goals. A lot of people have plans. A lot of people have ideas. Like I say, we all start now. Like we start together. And when I say we start together, you don't have to openly share what it is that you're about to do for this month of November. You know what I mean? But whatever the game plan is, let's all like make a commitment Sunday night. I mean, you don't gotta say it, you don't gotta put it in the comments, you don't gotta write it down and share it to anybody. But keep it to yourself if you want to. And let's just all make a commitment for the next 30 for the month of November. We are going to stick to something, and we're going to make sure that we do it, and we're going to make sure that we apply whatever the principles are that it takes to accomplish that goal. And if that means we got to cut people off, that means we got to change the way we eat, if we got to work out more, if we got to drive different routes, if we got to disconnect and disassociate from different people, like let's all like do that right now. So we can start a 30-day challenge. And you don't have to share your 30-day challenge out loud with everybody. You don't have to put it on Facebook. You don't have to put it in the comments or anything like that. But I say, and I strongly suggest that we all today, you know, it's Sunday night for anybody who's still up and awake right now. It's 11 p.m. Come up with a 30-day challenge, and we're going to stick true to it. And we're going to document it, and we're going to track it every single day. And we are going to make sure that we feel good about it. So, again, keep it to yourself. You don't have to share with everybody. It can be your own little personal secret. We're going to start a 30-day challenge. We're going to come back, and we're going to check in. And I want y'all to check in. Like when I say check in, come to the show and just leave a little thumbs up or something. You know what I mean? You don't gotta say I saved. I don't care if it's you want to save $30. You don't gotta tell me you saved $1. Just leave a thumbs up when you didn't hit your mark for the day for the challenge. And we're gonna push each other, because this is social experiment is bigger than just us having conversations as men. Like what this is for me is just being able to build and grow my community and promote some type of change and some type of positivity to where people feel comfortable with one another. We feel comfortable talking to each other. We feel comfortable complimenting each other. We feel comfortable being around one another and just, showing love and being positive. And, if you're having trouble, if you're having problems, if you need help, like we need to create a space where we can do that with each other, because like it's getting to the point to where like we need one another, and we need to start knowing that and acknowledge that, and we need to make it cool. You know what I mean? Like we need to make it okay. We need to make it comfortable to do, instead of, you know what I mean, trying to be so tough and so strong and being so independent. So again, like I said, even if your 30-day challenge is for you to be able to open up the lines of communication with somebody, or for you to be just a little bit more vulnerable with things that you typically wouldn't, if it's to feel better at your job, or if you in school, if it's to get better grades, or like, let's all commit to that today, October 30th. October 31st is tomorrow, Monday, Halloween. But then we get a whole new month start. I got my calendar up ready. I'm ready to fill this bad boy up with names, fellas. So y'all names gonna be in it. We didn't close this one out. You know what I mean? But that's what we gonna do, man. We're gonna get us some calendars, and we're gonna start our process, and we're gonna start tracking, and we're gonna do us a 30. How many? It's 30 days in November, according to this calendar I'm looking at. 30 days in November. So we all are going to go on a 30-day challenge. We're not gonna share it with anybody, but with yourself, because we're gonna start the challenges be us being true to ourselves. So we have to start identifying goals that we need to work on personally. And sometimes we gotta cut people off. We got to discipline ourselves, or like refrain ourselves from eating certain foods, or listening to certain music, or watching certain TV shows, or being around certain people. But we're gonna do it, man, because what I will tell you is, like, accomplishing goals for me, it feels good. You know what I mean? When you can congratulate yourself, you tell yourself good job, and then people start to see you shine, and people start to see you grow, people start to see you glow, like it feels good. You get yourself surrounded in different circles and situations. And nobody's perfect. You know what I mean? We all have problems, and we all have struggles, and we all have some situations that are, we feel are difficult to us. You know what I mean? And we don't want to tell anybody. So that's why I say like a secret 30-day challenge, because you can at least, like, we can track ourselves through other people. And I don't know how we're gonna do it. Like, I don't know if you want to make a post about it. Like I said, you can come on the channel, leave a thumbs up. You can reach out to me and say, hey, day one done. You can check in on my inbox or my page, and you can just day one done. You know what I mean? Then day two done. I don't care what it. You don't have to share with me what it is. But I would like to see people just start like working towards accomplishing something, and working towards achieving things, so we can start feeling better as people. We can start looking better as people. We can start living longer. We can start lasting longer. We can start enjoying our lives a little bit more. Like, because that's what the social experiment is about, to me anyway. But it comes from us building a foundation. You know what I mean? We have to have a strong foundation. We have to have some leadership. We have to have some guidance. We have to have some discipline. We have to have some strength. We have to be able to have some struggle, because again, none of this is going to come easy. Whatever it is that you're going through, whatever it is that you're working for, whatever that you're working towards, is not coming to you overnight. Nobody's going to flat out give it to you. You're not going to find it under a rock. You're not going to find it under a chair. You're going to have to get up. You're going to have to go get it. You're going to have to cry for it. You're going to have to pray for it. You're going to have to sacrifice for it. It's going to be days you're going to be able to see your kids. It's going to be days you're going to be able to see a significant other. But if you want it that bad, like, you're going to have to go get it, man. And like, this is what I want. Like, this is what I want to build. Like, people who understand this concept of, what it takes to accomplish goals, because I need this kind of stuff around me. So when I say I need this kind of stuff around me, like, I'm creating a space for us, because I know I'm not the only person who feels the way that I feel. It's just a lot of people don't know how. So what we need to do as individuals is we need to continue to work and build, and create some safe spaces. You know what I mean? We need to continue to build relationships with individuals, and acknowledging and identifying people who we know are good people, who can support us, who we can lean on, who we can ask for help, but also who we can help. You know what I mean? Because community service does go a long way. And when you help other people and you help individuals through their struggles, like, it comes back, and you just keep building, and you keep growing, and you keep building. And that's what the social experiment is all about. But like I said, I believe that it's going to start, and it's going to take us a very strong foundation to do that. So like, if you down with like building and team building and networking, if you feel like I've missed you, or if you feel like we skipping something, or if you feel like something else can be done and we need to be starting including that, like, I'm open to ideas, I'm open to suggestions. Like, it's a lot of different things that I'm willing to spearhead for certain people. I'll put my name on, or even help people out. You know what I mean? It's some things that I want to. I definitely know how to say yes, and I definitely know how to say no. I'm learning that. You know what I mean? I'm learning that, but I believe that we as people need to start like figuring out different ways to where we can come together, and somebody got to be the catalyst of it. Somebody has to say, hey, let's do this. You know what I mean? Or I know this guy who can help you with this, and it's strong, solid, legitimate people. So that's what we working for. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm trying to figure out like what are we working for? What's like what's some of the plans? What's some of the ideas? What's some of the thoughts? Like, what's some of the things that we can be, should be, or we would like to see happening that is not going on around her that we can kind of like contribute to a little bit? What are you good at? Let me ask that. What are you good at? Is it anybody who's interested in, you know what I mean, talking about something like that or throwing a comment out there? Let's see. I only got 3 viewers, but it's three of y'all. It's three. Listen, I can see that number up here. So three of y'all done clicked on the actual video to watch it with me. And I appreciate each and every one of you. You know, I'm gonna say that first and foremost. You know what I mean? It's not easy just talking to yourself, but I'm getting more comfortable with it. I don't know, some people might think it's crazy, but I don't mind. Like what's on y'all minds? The three of y'all, the three of us, four of us. Now people gonna start leaving on me. Oh man. But yeah, no, like I said, I'll be appreciating everybody who be coming on here, you know. And all this is a learning experience for me. Like, I'm learning a lot of good information though. I will say that. Like, I'm learning a lot of good things, teach people how to build and keep credit. Oh yeah. I like that. Teach people how to build. Yeah, listen, man. And what's crazy is like that's an intimidating subject for certain people in certain communities. That's an intimidating subject for people. And I have been like having different conversations with people about the importance of credit, how to build credit, how to keep credit, how is far as leveraging credit and stuff like that. Like I definitely agree with that. Teaching people how to do that. Is that something that you do? Is that something that you interested in doing, or is that something that you feel like I should be teaching or we should be teaching, or is that something that we should be learning? Like I could talk to the comment section. I appreciate the comment. I learned a lot from you too, Mike. Man, just even like from the conversation we have. I'll be inboxing. I'm working on business credit now. Okay, yeah. So see, I know a little bit. Like I don't. Do you know the Duns and the Nav and you know what I mean? Establishing business credit, the violence in our community. Okay, we got some comments going. Absolutely. But what's crazy is a lot of us don't understand how these two subjects will go hand in hand. Because again, if we understood like the importance of certain things that we can focus on, um like as far as if we were teaching our kids credit and we were even teaching some of our parents credit and teaching some of our grandparents credit and the importance of credit, people will understand the importance of like kind of worrying about more important things to where like again, for instance, the violence in our community. Absolutely, I understand that. We talk to the kids, we get the group of kids up or adults for that matter, or preteens, whatever, and we talk about the violence in the community and say, listen, we're gonna teach y'all about credit, and we're gonna teach y'all about the understanding the importance of like having a credit or setting up an LLC and establishing personal credit and establishing business credit. So a lot of these subjects, and again, this is the importance of the social experiment. Is it's good to kind of throw them hand in hand to where we can teach each other different things outside of you know what I mean? Always focusing on the negative. Like, so imagine if, them two hands was washing their face, you know what I mean? So, boom, we talking about the violence in the community. And we talking about ways to curb the violence. And then we say, all right, this is what you guys should be doing. You know what I mean? Instead of always running around here trying to fight and want to party, you know what I mean? Let's figure out how we can learn how to manage, credit, understand the importance of credit, how it can take you along. Once you get to, 18 and above, like it's certain perks and certain tools of having credit as opposed to being out here fighting and gang banging and thugging in the community to where like, so I listen, man, those and a lot of people don't understand how those two go hand in hand. Like some people don't understand how that makes sense. And then some people do understand how it makes sense is because I've been one of those kids that grow up to where I was curious about the violence in the community. And I was also curious about credit and money. You know what I mean? So it took for me to learn both in whatever capacity that I learned them in and figure out which way that I wanted to go. But the importance was me having the opportunity to learn it. And it wasn't a lot of adults who were interested in teaching me things that I didn't learn in school already. You know what I mean? Like everybody tells you go to school, get good grades, listen to your teachers. But imagine if it was more people teaching us how to keep credit, how to build credit. You know what I mean? Exactly, exactly, exactly. You know what I mean? So if they teaching us this in school, how to build credit, you know what I mean? How to establish credit, how to maintain credit, the perks of, Now you have people buying real estate instead of paying rent. You know what I mean? So then some of the neighborhoods that we rent out of, we can own. And then we all know when you own something, you appreciate it more. You take that much better care of it. So again, imagine if 15, 16, 17, when we had our kids working, we actually taught them the importance of understanding the power of a dollar and understanding the importance of credit and how to credit, credit is king, in my opinion. You know what I mean? I'm no guru or nothing like that, but teaching different people about like the importance of being able to flex different things and work in different avenues and resources in your life to where, you know what I mean? You never know. So it's crazy. It goes hand in hand, but you know what I mean? We focus on one without the other. And when you put them together, having good credit can raise people out of poverty. And it's not hard. Like learning about credit is it's just simple as reading. Sit down, you read, taking some information, and then time. Like a lot of people don't understand the importance of having patience in the process of building something, the patience in the process of growing, the patience in the process of establishing. Like a lot of us have this microwave mentality. Well, I'm not going to say a lot of us have. We used to have, or we're used to seeing a microwave mentality that we want it so quick and we want it so fast that we aren't understanding the benefits and the beauty of the process of it. You know what I mean? The actual step by step, learning, understanding, and actually timing and putting in a little bit of work over the time and realizing and understanding how I'm 36 years old. So you got to think all the way back to the story when they taught you the tortoise and the hare. We all thought it was just teaching us patience, but as I'm growing into a man, like the tortoise won the race. So, you know what I mean? Like literally, like again, I agree. Like, having good credit can raise people out of poverty. Raising people out of poverty can curb the violence in our community. Those are great things. You know what I mean? Those are great things to have hand in hand. We need to start having these discussions together and people not being opposed to it. What do you say? Funny thing about real estate is it only takes a building or two to change your life. But in order to do that, you have to have the basic building blocks of things like credit and education first. Listen, and this is your thing. Like I'm learning about real estate from the agent's perspective and not the investor's perspective. But me and my cousin was having a conversation, and I was telling him like, listen, man, now that I've got myself involved in real estate, I'm looking at real estate like Monopoly. Like if you look at the board, I know the board like the back of my hand. So if you look at the board the way it's laid out, you start with the two brown spots. Them is the cheapest ones on the board. But you know what I mean? As you build and you got the light blues and them, you know what I mean? Of course, you got the railroads in each block, but you got the light blues and you got the purples and you got the orange. And as they go up, you build, you know what I mean? And you buy and you flip and you mortgage with the bank. And every time you pass go, like nobody really holds on to money in Monopoly. Like when you got money in Monopoly, you trying to spend it, you trying to buy property so people can pay you, so you can buy more property, so you can add buildings and you can add hotels and stuff like that. So like it's certain things that I'm learning as an adult man that like was different things that were thrown at me as a child that I took it for granted or I didn't slow down the process. So like that's what I'm trying to do in the process of my learning is teach people some of the things that I'm learning so that it can be like team building. Okay, I missed the comment. I was involved in a program called Getting Ahead and Incorporated Credit, Establishing Credit, and what's good or bad credit. But exactly, Jesse, exactly. And that's the type of stuff that we need. So if we have more of that going on and more people backing it and supporting that, we can definitely understand because it goes hand in hand. You have the good credit. You get the credit, you build it over time and you establish it. And then you get to the point to where you can purchase and you can acquire some real estate. When you get the real estate going, you know what I mean? Like you get to owning things. Once you own stuff, you have money making money. Like I was just literally before I came here to get him to the studio, I was having a conversation with my brother. And I'm like, listen, bro, like we need to learn how to buy some money. He looked at me like, what? I'm like, yeah, we need to learn how to buy some money. Like imagine if you spend 5,000 today to start making monthly payments of $500 a month. But whatever you purchased the 5,000 on, it outlasts the 5,000. Like you literally just bought some money because over time, the money bubbles and it grows and it builds and it flips like. But some of that stuff we need to I guess kind of simplify it. Like when I say simplified is like some of us look at money or getting money and we all want $1 million tomorrow. And it's like, that's too big of a pie to be trying to eat, too big of a slice to be trying to have, but it's ways to where you can slowly get to it. And a lot of us don't look at the slow process or the slow grind and get to it. And we want it all right now. And I think, again, like I said, these subjects kind of go hand in hand because then we get angry, then we get frustrated, then we take it out on other people and we make our problems other people's problems. And then that's where the violence comes and the frustration comes in. And then people aren't checking themselves when it comes to, us as men, stepping up to other men and letting them know, hey, like that's your problem, but I can help you solve it. And then that's where the violence comes into play. So if we all just kind of slow down and learn, you know what I mean? We slowed down and we sat back and we actually looked at what was going on around us and learned what we needed to learn in order for us to thrive and grow. And then not only learn, but taught. You know what I mean? Because if people learn in different ways, that's what I'm learning through having conversations, different conversations with people. It's like everybody don't learn from reading a book. Everybody's not a hands-on learner. Everybody's not a visual learner. But there are some great teachers and some great speakers in the world, or even just around you. And if we can learn how to get these messages to the people who need them the most and deliver those messages, like we can pull ourselves out of a very, very rough and difficult situation. And you know what I mean? And when you do that, like again, it goes hand in hand because when people are more established, they are less prone to violence. They have less interest in causing problems. Like since things have been good for me, like I don't want I ain't gonna lie, like I don't want any problems with anything or anybody. Like I don't want to flat tire the way things been going good for me. So I can only imagine, like, like once you get the ball rolling and you get to establishing great things and you get to establishing relationships and you get to building funds and you get to building wealth, like you don't want no problems. Like the only type of problems that I want to have is good problems. Like, I need to figure out which accountant I want to hire. I got to make sure I'm figuring out where my money's going. So, like, I make sure my taxes is paid. Like, I want those kind of problems. I want the kind of problems that's gonna be like, we once I solve that problem, life is gonna be better. I don't want the type of problem that's gonna bring me down. So I think like if we all learn good problem solving, management, learning how to prioritize our problems and getting different things in order, like things will work out for us in the better half. And again, people don't understand that. This is why when I say like the social experiment, like everybody, like I studied sociology in college, like, and it's the study of society. You know what I mean? Then we all lived life in some type of society, way, shape, form, or another. So I believe that we all have the answers. We just kind of need to speak up about it more and not be afraid to speak up about it. Like, because it's okay with being wrong. Like I've told people that all the time. Like, I'm okay with being wrong because I want to learn. You know what I mean? But I'm willing to speak on something. And when I speak, if I am wrong, be willing and open to listen to the information that's going to correct me so that I have a better understanding. So I think a lot more of us need to just like speak up. I think a lot more of us need to start asking questions about information. And you have some people who are coming on this podcast who are willing to share some information. And then another thing that I like is the way that this has been going is like I'm hoping that people are reaching out to people who have come on here who have been guests to just have different conversations to pick their brain or to offer a little bit more insight or advice, just to kind of thrive and grow. Because literally, like from different conversations that I've had in different rooms that I've been in, like people work together to succeed. Like there's not a lot of division in successful teams. There's not a lot of animosity amongst teams of individuals who want to thrive and who want to grow. And like that's the kind of space that we are trying to create with the social experiment. A space where you can feel comfortable asking questions, you can feel comfortable answering questions, you can feel comfortable giving advice, you can feel comfortable receiving advice and not feel judged. Like I've had a wide range of variety of guests, and like we're opening up more and more. We're gonna make it, we're just gonna continue to divert. I just want everybody to feel comfortable talking. I want everybody to feel comfortable listening. So then that way we can exchange some information and we can start benefiting, we can start building and we can start growing for real. So like I don't want anybody to feel left out or singled out. Like I said, you know what I mean? Like I'm being very strategic with some of the things that I'm doing, very strategic with the conversations that I'm having. You know what I mean? The information that I'm looking for, the information that I'm obtaining, like, and I'm again like it feels good. It feels great, man. I be appreciating, like I said, the conversations, even the comments, the thumbs up, the likes, the subscriptions, all of that. Like we're definitely working on something. We building something. We having great conversations. It's a lot of great people who are been involved, and then even like, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, my behind the scenes team is strong, man. Like I'm telling you. So don't think, I mean, like the feedback that I be getting and the phone calls that I be getting and the inboxes and the text message, like I appreciate all of y'all too. Like we've done I'm sitting here looking at it now. There's 20 videos, I believe 20 videos on YouTube right now. And then like I said before in the past when we got it going, it was 15 videos on social media. So believe you me, it's people who reach out and say, yo, you got to get this person on, or yo, that interview was good, or hey, you say too many times, you say like too many times, or turn that light off, or you're doing a great job. Yeah, that's what he said. Add some diversity. Listen, man, you see my man Mike Bennett on here. I'm pretty sure I get him. Joe Herbert, he already said he ready to go. Already got my man Opie before, so we definitely opening it up, man. Now that I'm getting the foundation in the court, now we getting some steam and we building something here. Like absolutely, we targeting all the men in the city, man. So, like I said, anybody who what I mean, anybody who's opening, who's interested, we're gonna build this thing, we're gonna grow this thing. Like it's about community. I'm excited about, like I said, the feedback that I've been getting, the people who've been asking to have a conversation in the comment section. Like again, I've been strategic with what I've been doing. Well, excuse me. We have been strategic with what we have been doing. And we only want to continue to grow. We want to continue to uplift, and we will continue to highlight everybody in our community. The goal is, and again, like I said, I feel like we need to start with a foundation. And my grandfather, played a big role in my development and my growth as a man. So I don't mean no shots or no disrespect to anybody when I say I feel like, I'm starting with the men because I feel like we as the men are the foundation. Those are the principles that I was raised on, and those are the principles that, you know what I mean, my grandfather raised me on. So it's no disrespect to anybody. And then, like I said, I'm not forgetting anybody. I'm being very strategic with the way that I'm doing things. Very strategic with the conversations. I don't want anybody to feel left out. We not about to, we ain't gonna. It's this. Trust me, bro. We got some things going on. Like I said, we got some people in the background. But when you say that, like, what type of, when you say diversity, who you want to hear from? What are we thinking when you say that? Do you mean like a gender? We talking race? We talking ethnicity? What are we talking when we say diversity? Because I'm open to all things. But yeah, man. But like in the mean, like again, like I'm sitting here reading, waiting for comments to come. I know I'm on the platform. I'm on this a little bit, faster or whatever. But yeah, but yeah, the conversations have been great, man. The feedback, like I said, my man Taro on here, he gave me a little shot. That felt good to hear him. They had an event the other day at the Booker T. Washington Center. He shouted me out at the end. I wasn't expecting that at all. I was just coming there to hear the speaker and to listen to what they had to say. I wanted to hear my name and to hear the channel. I'm like, okay, man, we making some moves over here. Like, so that felt good. Like again, the acknowledgement from the community has been great. The subscriptions, the subscribers. I got some subscribers now, so I guess people want to hear what we talking about, y'all. We building, we growing. It's only getting bigger and it's getting better. Like, so now I guess as far as from the people who are watching, like, what's some of the what's some of y'all thoughts or some of y'all feedback for anything that you have seen so far? Like, what's some feedback? What's some other things that you would like to see or some other things that you would like to hear? Gender and cultures. Okay, I got you, JT. I got you. We definitely gonna work on that. We're gonna have more genders, yeah, absolutely. We're gonna mix the women up in here, different cultures. We're gonna learn. We're gonna learn from everybody. We're gonna mix it up. It's an experiment, brother. And that's why I keep saying we, because we gonna do what we want to do, and we gonna listen to everybody, and everybody has something to add, everybody has something to include, everybody has something to say. So we absolutely gonna mix that up. We're gonna throw that in there. Absolutely. Figure out some custom made tea for me from Sacred. I left my bag in there. I don't want to hack the name up, but just Royer, maybe some tea. Just Royer on Facebook. But yeah, no, like I said, the networking, the responses, the feedback, like we've been doing some great things. We've been having some great conversations. People have been reaching out. More people want to become part of the show. More people are having these type of conversations. People are learning. Like, oh, I didn't know he had this going on. I didn't know he did that. I didn't know he did this. I didn't know they had that going on over there. So, man, it'd be exciting to get the feedback. It'd be exciting to have the conversations. It'd be exciting for everything because we learning, We're growing. We're identifying who's who. Look what's popping around you when it comes to real estate. Hey, listen, man, real estate is great. Like, it's even just the learning aspect of it because I haven't really indulged too much into the money part. Like, I can't hold you. Like, I really ain't been making no moves or nothing like that. But as far as the conversations that I've been having and some of the people who have been helping me and giving me insight and just understand the importance of having discipline and structure and scheduling, like, it's definitely building some character. It's making me step out of my comfort zone. It's making me introduce myself to new people. Like, I sold a farm. You know what I mean? That was interesting for me. You know what I mean? As far as when it comes to real estate, and then the people I've bought a farm, I mean, sold a farm. I helped them buy a property. And I got some under contract right now, and it's been like different hassles and different hoops that I've been having to jump through. So it definitely builds character. It creates relationships. And so far from what I've been learning, it's been creating bonds because, like I said, Mike Bennett, like he was on here, but I didn't know. I've never met this guy before. And then when I got my real estate license and I started going to some events, like I've had some conversations with this dude that, like, I feel like, you know, the type of conversation you're supposed to have with a good friend, like a brother, you know what I mean, to throw some ideas around. And I felt like comfortable having a conversation with him. And he always be throwing good stuff at me, and he be like letting me know his stats and what he got going on. And I'd be happy to hear that stuff. So, like, that real estate stuff, man, I encourage everybody to get involved one in some way, shape, form, or another. Like, I don't care if it's property management, I don't care if it's owning, Airbnb, being a landlord, getting a license just to learn and understand more, buying land, buying property. Like, when it comes to real estate, I would encourage people to get involved in any way that you can because it is thriving. And if you look around the city of Erie, they're buying a lot of stuff up. They're doing a lot of remodeling of things. They're doing a lot of demolition of things. So it's gonna come a point in time where they're gonna run out of space. Well, not run out of space, but they're gonna need to buy more things. And if you own the right property, there's no telling who's gonna want to come purchase it from you. Or if you have the right property and you're doing the right things with it, there's no telling the people that you attract. If it comes to, you know, you doing the Airbnb thing, or if it comes to you getting tenants, new people who are moving into the city, you know what I mean? Or so are you familiar with GDIC? When you say GDIC, I mean, I'm familiar with, yes, with GDIC, but when it comes to actually everything that they offer and everything that they have going on, I can't I can't sit here and give you any information that I would feel comfortable sharing and making it feel like, okay, he knows what he's talking about. But I definitely believe that we can figure out a way to get somebody on to get some information. We say new millionaires will be made next 12 to exactly. And I'm trying to be part of that wave. I'm trying to ride that train. I'm trying to understand like all of the knowledge, everything that it's going to take to be part of that millionaire train. So like I'm trying to let it comment on. I'm learning all of this stuff, man, and I'm trying to be a part of all of those conversations. I'm trying to be in all of those rooms. But you got some information on GDIC for us? Or you know what I mean? Because again, I don't want to misquote anybody. I don't want to misinform anybody. That's the last thing I want to do. But if we have some resources or we have some people that we can go get some information from, we absolutely can. If you're talking about what Mr. Let me see now. I'm about to look it up. Good thing about having, yeah, Greater Erie Economic Development. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I went to the couple events and they were down there at the Erie Homecoming and they were having different conversations about some of the plans and some of the redevelopment stuff that they were doing in the city of Erie. This is what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of things going on that, you know, we can get involved in, or we can kind of I guess be a part of if we get the right information. Like, we can't go into this thing with assumptions. And that's why I didn't want to misinform. Like, I didn't want to give up any okay, I'm adding him to the list. Let me get my pen. I don't want to give nobody the wrong information, or I don't want to, mislead or be opinionated with anything. So that's why I say I'm not familiar with it enough to talk about it. But I can definitely, matter of fact, I got my list on my computer. I don't need a pen. I can definitely reach out to Mr. Gerald Blanks and see if he's interested in do a live interview. You know what I mean? Let me find. I mean, I'm inboxing right now. Do I have him as a friend on Facebook? Not friends. But yeah, no, I appreciate that. Like I said, I'm sending him a friend request right now. We're gonna make sure we cover everybody who somebody, anybody who's somebody. We're gonna make sure we get on here. We're gonna cover, we're gonna highlight, we're gonna have a discussion, we're gonna make sure that we talk to them. We're gonna get some information. Like I agree with you. We're gonna diversify the conversations, we're gonna diversify the interviews. We're gonna learn a lot more about a bunch of different people. But yeah, no, again, I appreciate y'all being on here with me right now for real, because again, like it always get interesting. Once it get going, you know what I mean? I be feeling like it takes a while for it the conversation to start picking up, or people to start interacting or start discussing certain things. But then once it get going, it be like, oh man, like this is a good one. What else you got? Then I'm trying to read all the comments and reply to everybody. And I hope y'all be reading the comments too and be kind of like, I'm nosy. So I know when I be on certain streams or I be on certain broadcasts and people be talking, they be interacting, I'm going to the page and I want to see who's who and does this person know what they talking about and what do they represent. So I hope some of y'all doing the same thing, because I know, like, if you look up Mike on there, man, I mean, you look at some of his pictures and he's signing these papers and you see the Bennett properties all over the place. Like, I definitely will be researching some of these names and seeing who's doing what, and then seeing who can who want to help, or who's willing to help. And when I say help, sometimes help is just information. We look at help the wrong way, or we don't understand how important it is to get some help, and we don't understand how giving some people are. There's a lot of people who want to help you if you ask them for the right help. Again, when you ask the right questions, when you ask the right questions, you'll be surprised. Nobody's gonna just hand you anything. But you'll be surprised how many people are actually willing to helping you if you're asking the right questions and you're asking for the right help, and you're not just asking for handouts, and you're not just asking for somebody to do something for you. But hey, can you teach me? Or can I shadow you? Can I pay you to teach me? Let's not forget that one. How much would you charge me to teach me? Right. People need to learn business English. Absolutely. What he say on the Nutty Professor, sometimes we got to put it in rich dummy terms. The interesting thing about business English is a lot of us talk it, and we just, I learn in analogies and I teach in analogies. And if a lot of people understood like how business savvy they were and how smart they were, if they could just kind of slow down and listen to learn, it's not that difficult for real. Especially when you had the right people around you and you had the right team around you and you getting the right information and you seeking the right information. Like, setting up and establishing a business is very, very, very easy. Well, no. Let me not say easy. Simple. Simple. It's not easy because it's tedious work. And a lot of people don't have a lot of patience to do tedious work. So a lot of things that are tedious are not easy to a lot of people. You lose patience, you get frustrated and all of that. But I'll say it's simple. It's easy for me because I know how to do it. But you know what I mean? When you go through and you get the EIN number, and then you register your business and get the LLC, then you establish the operating agreement and you figure out how you're going to run your business. And then you go get the accounts and you start, putting money into the bank to back your business. And then once you started building the business and make the right investments and you establish it, build the business credit. So then that way you no longer, you're dealing with cash anymore, and you can learn how to do things through the business, and you get the S corp, and then you get the trust and stuff like that. I don't know, like, outside of the LLC and going to the part of the trust, like, I'm not that thorough in it. I know about the LLCs, for profit, nonprofit, sole proprietors and stuff like that. But again, that's why I'm willing to openly speak about it, because I'm willing to learn. And I know that there are some people who would teach this kind of stuff if we are asking the right questions. Like, a lot of us want to, again, we can go there. We don't have to be know-it-alls. If there are people who are legitimately doing what you want to do right in front of you, like, why would you go around somebody who's doing what you want to do if you could just go directly to that person and say, hey, can you help me? Can you teach me? Can you show me? How much will it cost me? How much time will it cost me? How much effort do I have to put forth? How much energy? Like, when you ask the right questions, you'll realize some of the things that we want to do, it's not that difficult for us to do. And then there are people who are dying to help you. Like, imagine, like, when we all know, we all passionate about something, like, and somebody tell you, oh, just shut up, you talk too much. Like, a lot of us have our thing, right? So imagine if you linked up with somebody and their thing was something that you were so interested in that you did not know how to do, that they talked so much to you that they taught you the game because they were that interested in what they were passionate about. If that don't make sense, then I can't make it that much simpler. You know what I mean? Like when you want to learn how to do something and you go to somebody who's already doing it and all they're going to do is talk about what they're doing, some of us look at it like bragging. I look at that like teaching. If I could be around somebody and they're like, man, listen here, I just made $1 million, man. Let me tell you how I did it. I started with this one house. Then I got the one house and I did this and I did that. And they want to tell, and every single time I get with this person, this is what they're talking about. That's it, right? That's the information right there. But a lot of us don't take the information like that. Like a lot of us will look at it like bragging, or a lot of us will look at it like this person is being a show off, or this person is being a showboat. When you literally can look at a person who has it and you know they got it and you know that they work hard for it, why would we not listen to those people? Like, I don't know. And again, that's just me. You know what I mean? That's the type of person that I am. I'm a nosy person. I'm a nerd. I'm a passionate person. So I feel like it's certain things that I talk about so much that if certain people got around me, that they would be doing some of those things just because they heard it. So, I mean, that's also how I learn. Like, I put myself around people who are passionate about being successful, or who are passionate about things that I aspire to do, or, I want to thrive to do. And I just listen to them. And then when I hear him say something that catches my ear, I ask him questions. Excuse me, can I ask you a question about that? I overheard you say. And then I mean, let them tell me, hey, dude, mind your business. I would rather somebody tell me mind your business than me leave a room not asking a question that was burning on my heart to ask. I'm telling you, like, I honestly, like, that's how I met some of like, again, how you go into some of those real estate meet and greets. Like, I've been in some of those rooms, and it's people you overhear them talking, and they just like talk. When I say talking, like, it is people who are so passionate about making money that they talk about it. You can see the fire in their eyes, and it's just like all this free knowledge, all this free information. I'm like, hey, what was you talking about back there? And then they just look at you like, what? That's what I think. That's how I think that's a good way for us to find our mentor. You know what I mean? Find somebody who's passionate enough about something that we want to do, that when we ask them a question, they look at us like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't believe you asked me that. Like, I think that would be a great thing. So, like, I mean, I don't know. That's how I learned. So, I mean, I don't know. Is that a good way? Like, for the we got a couple people on here. Again, I appreciate the people who are on here. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I got the banner running. Like, it don't hurt. Listen, it don't hurt to subscribe to the channel. It really does help us. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm learning through the algorithms, and you know what I mean, through playing with the computer and watching some YouTube videos and doing some research. Like, it definitely does help us if you subscribe to the channel. I've even told people you don't even have to watch. Just subscribe it. Just share. Like, I'm not talking about anything bad. I'm not dissing anybody. So, man, we can get the video share. We can get the link share. We can, hey, follow this guy. Check out what he's saying. Check out what he has to talk about. Let me know if you like it. I don't care if you subscribing so you can talk about me, or sharing so you can talk about me. Let's just get it. It don't cost nothing to do, and it helps us out here at this show tremendously, because as we get them views up and we get more people involved in doing good things and doing right things, your neighborhood's going to be safer, your community's going to be safer. It's going to be people who are going to be more open and willing to have conversations about what they have going on in their life and being passionate about it. So, man, listen, great crowd. Oh, I didn't see that one. I didn't see that one. I never seen. I forgot the name of the movie document about Ray Kroc. Yeah, well, I think Michael Keaton played him, right? Oh yeah, no, no. I read a book about that. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. McDonald's is not about food. It's about real estate. Yeah, it's McDonald's everywhere in the world. Like, imagine that being your name and you have a building everywhere in the world to where. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, I feel you. But I read a book. I forget which book I read, but they highlighted that, and they highlighted how the McDonald's food chain is more about real estate than it actually is burgers, and the burgers are a plus for real. So yeah, I forget what book that was that I was reading. I was just recently reading it too. I don't know. Somebody gonna quote the book on here because I mean, so it's a real estate person that's awake right now, probably reviewing some documents or something, and happen to hear me say real estate. That's how it is in the real estate world. When you say real estate, people are interested in having that conversation. But I just realized what time it was. Man, why y'all up with me? Matter of fact, let me. Yeah, what did you do? Why is you up with me, man? I appreciate it. What we got going on, and this is good too. You know what I mean? When you can have some people up having a good conversation, or just literally like just tapped into some good information at midnight. Like we ain't up doing that wrong. Ain't nobody business. I'm pretty sure the football game just went off. Let me check, see what happened. So now I could probably get some more attention. Oh yes, over the Bills beat the Packers. The Bills on fire. Yeah, no. So that's probably why some people were up or whatever. But that's cool, because you have a gift. I appreciate that. No, I really do appreciate that for real. And what's the most interesting thing that I have been learning though too, right? Is through this and throughout this, all that I have been doing is helping people. So I mean, when you think about that, and when you think about like some of the things that you think of people when you see them or you look at them that way, like look at it like that. Like when you help other people and you look out for other people and you do good things, like people acknowledge it and they think the world of you. For literally just being a good person for somebody, or being a listening ear for somebody, or being somebody's platform, or you know what I mean, shoveling somebody's snow for that matter. Just like look, that's considered a gift, bro. And I appreciate that. And maybe it's that simple for me, and maybe people aren't willing to be uncomfortable or be as vulnerable with doing that. But literally, like it's a gift to give, is what you telling me, and I appreciate that for like I offer a lot of time, I offer a lot of service. I mean, I give what I have when I can to who I feel, and that's deemed fit to receive. But literally, literally, that's it. That's all it is. Just helping people. You help somebody, people see you helping people. They say, "Hey, I appreciate you helping other people. How can I help you help people?" And then we just build and we grow from there. But we just need everybody to start helping each other, and then we need people to be asking for help too. Like I know it's uncomfortable, and I know it's not easy, but like it is very pertinent, very important to my life for me to ask for help, for me to be open to receiving help, for me to be listening to conversations, for me to be getting the feedback that I do get from people in order for me to keep a level head and stay on the up and up. Because listen, man, I'm trademarking that for real. I'm putting that on a t-shirt, believe it or not. And I ain't that big, so anybody gonna steal that. But yeah, no, that's real. Like that's really how I feel about it, man. Like I tell people all the time, you gotta be the peacock, man. You gotta open them feathers up, like let people see you shine. Like you deserve to shine, man. You deserve to look good, man, because that's the only way people will know that you're good is if you actually, showing you're good and doing good. Because like I don't understand. A lot of us will do dirt publicly. Like we will loudly do something that our parents wouldn't be proud of, or we wouldn't be proud of, or we'd be ashamed of. Like we'd do something without no problem. But then when we do something good, it's like, okay, well, somebody gonna eventually see it. Like, then I'll get my little, but it ain't that big of a deal. Like, yes, it is. You know what I mean? It is that big of a deal. Like, you gotta raise, like it is. Celebrate yourself. Or is that big of a deal if you like you lost some weight, or if you went up in the weight room, or if you got you acquired a new property, you achieved a new milestone, accomplished a new goal. Like, it's a big deal, bro. Celebrate yourself, feel good, you know what I mean? And keep going, you know what I mean? And then you gotta continue to walk into you walk into humility. You know what I mean? You continue to go through, the humility every single day. But when it's time to shine and you are shining, again, I like how you said that be humble, means be quiet, because I look at it like, me walking through my humility every single day to when it is time for me to do something nice for myself. I deserve it. Simple as that. And it's not to make nobody feel bad, or it's not to like stun on nobody or to make nobody feel less than, but it's just like when I have done something good and I have worked hard for it. And let's say, for instance, what looks like an overnight goal to you has taken me 5 years to accomplish. And let's say in the next 5 years, I say to myself, you know what? I want $1 million in cash. And when I get $1 million in cash, I want to fill up a rocking chair with it, or a recliner with it. and I'm gonna sit in it, and I'm gonna rock in it, and I'm gonna throw it over my head. And I say that today, October 31st, 2022. And on November 1st, 2027, if I have this $1 million and everything, all of this comes true, and you didn't hear me say it 5 years ago, and you didn't see me grind every single day to get it, when it's time for me to sit in my chair and throw it on me and pour it on me, or just sit in my $1 million cash, you may look at me and feel like I'm being cocky. You may feel like you can tell me to be humble because you don't understand my process. But I understand what it took, what it takes for me to get to where I want to go. And then when I get there, I'm going to understand every single step. And every single step that I have taken is going to be me taking my steps, walking through my humility in order for me to accomplish my goal. So when I actually do accomplish my goal, I can celebrate it. So when I celebrate my goal, unfortunately, some people catch the celebration on the tail end. And when they catch the celebration on the tail end of the goal, they are uncomfortable with your celebration. But you have been literally establishing a structure and a path for you to celebrate. So when you acquire that and you get to where you want to go, and you worked your behind off to get there, and it took you 5 years, 7 years, 2 years, you celebrate it. And you don't get comfortable with it. You go do it again. You go do it again. And you go do it again. And you go do it again. But I don't got too much more to say. I appreciate the people we had and came in and viewed. I appreciate the people who came in and commented. I don't want to bore you out of death. I don't want to you know what I mean? Again, I always tell people I don't want to saturate myself. I don't want to wear it out. You know what I mean? We got a good thing going here, and we ain't gonna burn it out. So this was just for me to give a little, have an open discussion, have a conversation. I appreciate the people who were in the comments. I appreciate, the reactions, the likes, the loves, the views. People like we gonna keep building, we'll keep growing. And as you all can see, Pat Her would be a good guest. Community Foundation. Yeah, you're gonna have to throw some of these names in my inbox too, bro, because you know a lot of people. I mean, as you should, but yeah, we're gonna have to build this thing up, man. We're gonna get a lot of people on here. We're gonna get a lot of people talking. We're gonna have some great conversations. And I just like to randomly do them too. Like I'll be having a schedule amongst me and the person that I'm interviewing, but I'd be liking to announce on the day of. Like that's the whole, I guess, experiment of it. It's just like, catching people, catching people on their toes, or catching people when they, up and at it, seeing how involved they want to get, see how interested they can be. And it's always on YouTube. So it's always gonna be ran back, and it's always gonna be an opportunity for people to catch them. And always gonna people, it's on Facebook too. I'm thinking I might want to take them down off of Facebook so I can get them running on YouTube. Again, like I said, I'm learning the algorithms to everything, and it's interesting to see how this all works behind the scene with some of the people who has been assisting me. Very interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, no, like I said, I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and y'all have y'all good night. I'm about to get up out of here. I'm gonna pack up and go ahead and get myself well rested for tomorrow. But again, before I do go though, I have my schedule is open for the week. I do have some people who are waiting for me to let them know the times and dates. I got a couple real estate appointments coming up, and then Wednesday night is my community service night at the YMCA. I'm on the schedule over there. I got to make sure I give back and put some time in. But the schedule is open, so I'm interested in reading. I mean, seeing some names. You can send me some names. I've already reached out to a bunch of people. My list is 72 strong. I'm just waiting for people to let me know their times and their days when they are available. We're gonna get back to it. We're gonna get it rolling and keep it going. Like I appreciate y'all, the encouragement and the compliments and keeping me going. So they asked Pretty Boy hit Floyd while he robbed banks. His response, "That's where the money is." We gonna learn, man. Listen, appreciate it. We building, man. We growing. We are building. We are growing. We gonna turn it up. But y'all have a good night, man. Appreciate everybody. 'Cause I know if I stay on here any longer, more people gonna start coming in. The comments gonna start going. I done closed this show out about 3 or 4 times. I'm getting messages now. Like, hold on. Let me check my message before I go off. It might be something to talk about. You know. So let me see. Yeah, like I said though, if you have not already, please, please, please subscribe to the channel. It helps us a lot, helps us tremendously. Share it, comment, thumbs up. I don't thumbs down, talk bad, talk good, just talk, 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 talk. The social experiment is about all of us. It is about every single one of us in Erie, Pennsylvania. And then we're gonna grow outside of Erie, Pennsylvania. So it is not a me thing. It is not an I thing. It is a we thing. It is a us thing. We are learning about one another. We are growing with one another. We are figuring out who's who. And we're gonna go in the right direction. So I know there's some people out there who like looking for a way out or trying to figure out something different they can do with themselves. Hopefully we can connect you to those people or to that person. So then that way we can all come up and come out. And it's gonna be uncomfortable. It's not gonna happen overnight. It's not gonna happen in a day. But for all of my people who are positive and who are behind me, who are backing me, understand that this is going to take some time. People are not going to be that comfortable with coming out and speaking to us. People are not going to be that comfortable asking for help. People are not going to be that comfortable watching the show, talking about the show. But we're going to continue to do it. We're going to continue to build. We're going to continue to grow. We're going to keep having these conversations. We'll keep having these discussions, and we are going to make it a thing. It is going to be a thing. People are going to be like, yo, you ain't see the episode with Unc. You ain't see the episode with your bro. You need to watch the social experiment. You could have learned from dude. He the person that got this going on. She the person that got that going on. Like, we are going to build and grow this thing and build and grow this thing. I don't care how long it takes because we all matter. Like, I mean, everybody listen, man. We all matter, and we're gonna reach out to each other, man. We're gonna keep working and we're gonna keep building. But I think I covered it. So y'all go ahead. Okay, now I can tell y'all have a good night. We're gonna have a good night. Y'all have a good night. I'm gonna talk to y'all another day. Hopefully we get some guests tomorrow. But if not, I'll come back on here myself. So take care. Have a good night, everybody.